Hello friends, welcome to our official YouTube channel Suma's Evolution Classes. I am Bhavna Goyal and today I have prepared few presentation tutorials about nano-formulations and nano-medicines in market and its challenges. There has been a revolution in nanotechnology and nanomedicine. Since 1980, there has been a remarkable increase in approved nano-based pharmaceutical products. Nano-formulations of medicinal drug have attracted the interest of many researchers for drug delivery applications. These nano-formulations enhance the properties of conventional drug and are specific to the target delivery site. This presentation summarizes the different approved nano-formulations on the market and briefly covered the challenges and future outlook. So, in my next slide, the term nanotechnology first come to wide public prominence in 1986 book by K. Eric Delexer entitled Engines of Creation, the coming era of nanotechnology. The first proposed applications of nanotechnology involve chemical synthesis by the application of nanoscale machines and information storage at the atomic level. Since then, nanotechnology has been applied in diverse fields such as wastewater treatment, textile industries, high-performance batteries, biology and medicine. In medical application, nanotechnology has led to significant improvements in cancer therapy, diagnostic imaging of diseases, tissue engineering, and most importantly in drugs and in gene delivery system. Nanoformulation generally vary in size from 10 to 100 nanometers and the drug is dissolved, entrapped, encapsulated or attached to the drug carrier. There are some major properties that are needed to be considered while formulating nanodrugs. The formulation must facilitate the drug to reach site of action from the site of administration and should protect them from the determinal effects of environmental factors such as pH, enzyme attack, and potential biochemical degradation. Moreover, the formulation should release the payload in its active form around the target site and facilitate administration to the lower achieve high drug effect. So, in my slide 3, here you can see how many nanotechnology spreading its arm to various fields. Since then, nanotechnology has been applied in diverse fields such as wastewater treatment, textile industries, high-performance batteries, biology and medicines, and nanotechnology led to a significant improvement in cancer therapy, diagnostic imaging of diseases, tissue engineering, and most importantly, drug and gene delivery systems. So, again in slide 4, as we know that conventional phytochemicals used as drugs are highly water soluble with low absorption properties due to their inability to cross lipid membranes in addition to high molecular weight. In contrast, more than 40% of new chemical entities are poorly water soluble drugs having slow drug absorption. Both results in biocompatibility, low, and inefficiency in drug delivery, hence reduction in the therapeutic value. A major reason behind poor absorption of conventional drug is the challenge finding the appropriate perfect formulation to account for physio-chemical properties of the drug and target size and diseases. In recent years, interest in the development of the nano-formulation drugs are prominent to enhance the therapeutic value of the medicinal drug. So, coming toward the slide 5, now we will discuss about the classification or we can say types associated with the nano-formulation. Again, in next slide, now I am going to explain about the various forms of nano-carriers that are effective in treating various diseases and also available in the market. First form is nanocrystal, which can be formed by various techniques, that is pearl milling, high pressure homogenizing and precipitation process having various advantages like improved dissolution rate, improved saturation solubility, high drug bioavailability. These formulations can be used for cancer treatment, controlling the level of triglycerides and cholesterol, hyperthermic chemotherapies. So, these are the next form of polymeric nanoparticles, which are prepared by nanospheres and nanocapsules using different techniques like nanoprecipitation, polymer coating, emulsification diffusion, and they can be used in delivering drug, gene delivery, and tissue engineering. Another is liposome, which are synthetic vesicle formed from bilayers and able to dissolve both water soluble and lipid soluble at the same time and can be used delivery of various biochemicals such as enzymes, hormones, oligonucleotide, ribosomes, protein and peptide, DNA and anti-cancer drugs. These three forms are most important. Another forms are magnetic nanoparticles, carriers, dendrimers, carbon nanotubes, gold nanoparticles, quantum dot, which will be discussed in the another slide. Now, here you will get to know the various marketed preparation available, starting from the nanocrystals. So, nanocrystals are defined as the crystal having at least dimension less than 100 nanometers. Nanocrystal pharmaceuticals that are currently available in the market are made by Merck and Company, USA, in the nanocrystalline form of the antiemetic drug approved by the FDA in 2003. It is administered in the prevention of nausea and vomiting during cancer chemotherapy, especially those courses which contain high dose of cisplatin, known to be highly emetogenic, which means it induces vomiting and nausea in patients. Aprepitant is a specific antagonist for the human substance P ligand, showing a high affinity to bind with the neurokinin receptors in the area. So, it is known as vomiting center of the brain. Next formulation we can see is Ostem, which is by the company Ostratis and Germany. In nanocrystalline paste of calcium hydroxyapatite with the crystals of 200 nanometer diameter approved by FDA in 2004. The structure of HA resembles natural bone mineral with the ability of osteoconduction. Osteoconduction is the ability of the bone to grow on a surface, thereby providing Ostem with a good biocompatibility. Next is Ramamune, which the generic name sirolimus rifampicin is known as the first nanocrystalline type drug with FDA approval in 2010. That is used to prevent the rejection of kidney transplant. Next in Tricor, generic name fibrofibrate, was approved in 2004, and in order to reduce triglyceride and cholesterol level to prevent the development of atherosclerosis by reducing plaques and which can lead to stroke and heart attacks. Now, another nano-carrier is liposome and lipid-based nanopharmaceutical. Liposomal nanoformulated drugs are recognized to be some of the most successful commercial drug delivery system that has been developed to overcome the side effects of many conventional drugs. For example, the liposomal formulations of doxorubicin, known by the commercial name Doxil-R, has made a great impact on the treatment of cancer and huge benefits for the pharmaceutical companies. Some of the formulations are Doxil-R, that is liposomal doxorubicin, Doxil by Elza Pakistan, also known as Calyx-R, Eva Set-R and Lipodox-R, which are approved by the FDA in 1995. It is a type of nano drug used for the treatment of different cancer, ranging from metastatic ovarian cancer, AIDS related to Kaposi sarcoma. It is specific formulation of doxorubicin and closed in unilamellar liposome, the outside of which are covered with a PEG, that is a polypegylated liposomes. The size of these nanostructures are 80 to 90 nanometers. Liposomal donorubicin trade Dunosome was approved by FDA in 1996 and is another anthracycline anti-cancer drug which can be used in cancer for HIV use Kaposi sarcoma in the chemotherapy drug. Another most important form is polymer based nanopharmaceutical. Today, polymer nanoparticles have made a great stride forward in the application of drug and gene delivery. Functional polymers can be used for encapsulated of therapeutic agents in the area of commercial nanopharmaceuticals. Pegylated drug and protein conjugation have shown major improvements over the non-pegylated. Pegylation refers to conjugation of any biomolecule to one or more chains of pegylated polyethylene glycol. Now, Arigen, that is a generic name, pegadimase bovine, is pegylated adenosine, ADA, which gained FDA approval in 1990 as the first pegylated formulated protein on the market. Some studies show that ADA deficiency caused by the gene mutation account for 14 to 50% of severe combined immunodeficiency disorder. Neulasta was approved by FDA in 2002 with a generic name PEG figastrem, pegylated form of figastrem. Neutropenia, that is a low white blood cells, in common adverse effect found in patient with non-myeloid cancer who receive chemotherapy. Oncaspar Anzon Pharmaceutical USA, with the generic name Pegastrase, is pegylated lapis approved by the FDA in 1994. This agent is used to treat acute leukemia and chronic myelogenous leukemias. Now again, in this slide, 3 types of nanoformulations are shown which are available in the market. So here you can see nanocrystals, nanoliposomes and nanopolymers. Slide 9 is all about, here in this another 3 forms of nanomedicines are given, but these are still in the clinical trials or in research, but not in market yet. Micelles, they are the spherical amphiphilic copolymers nanoparticles formed by the supramolecular assembly having a core shell structure with hydrophobic interior and separated from the aqueous exterior. These have several advantages like high loading capacity, good stability in blood, prolonged circulation time, low number of side effects, and mainly used to formulate drug like paclitaxel and doxorubicin. Similarly, dendrimers are prepared by the synthetic tree-shaped macromolecules having a 3D monodispersed structure with branches extended for a central molecule with the advantages of extremely low polydispersivity. Another one is carbon nanotubes. Many researchers are going through carbon nanotubes. They are needle-like structures which can easily diffuse into the cell membrane by perforation with the advantages of high electrical and thermal conductivity, prolonged circulation time, cell membrane permeability, and high drug loading. Also, they are used in the vaccine delivery, cancer treatment, brain glaucoma therapy, spinal cord injury repair. So, I hope this is clear now that these are another 2 important nanoformulation, that is the gold nanoparticles and the quantum dot. Gold nanoparticles are used for drug delivery, diagnosis, treatment of various diseases including cancer, Alzheimer, diabetes, arthritis, heart failure. Similarly, quantum dots are used for cellular and intracellular targeting. Again, in this slide, we will discuss about the cost used mainly in the marketing nanoformulation. In a recent study carried out by Tufts Center of the Study of Drug Development, it was reported that getting all the way to the profitable phase, excluding advertising and special marketing expenses, need about 2,870 million US dollars. This include $1,395 million for the development of an approved product for which the clinical trial phase cost about 1021 and 1,744 million. Taking into account the long time it takes to market a product, the relevant patents that could expire, and inflation and discount rates make it equivalent to $2,558 million. Despite the fact that 80 to 90% of the pharmaceutical essentially fail in clinical trial with an exact assessment of 11.8% success rate. During the process of developing new nanopharmaceutical, it is important to remember the legal, ethical, and cost management procedures mentioned above. Although the marketing of approved nanopharmaceutical, considering their higher efficacy, could lead to enormous profits. However, the high failure rate has deterred some large companies from investing in the area, and opportunities are still available for researchers. So, this slide, again, the next slide shows the global nanomedicine market size. Nanopharmaceuticals generally have a high added value compared with the traditional pharmaceuticals. According to one report, the total market size for nanomedicine in 2015 was expected about $1 trillion, with the progressive growth rate of some nanopharmaceuticals, and the ever-increasing need for more efficient medicine for treating cancer and immune and nervous system diseases, as well as mitigating infectious diseases such as AIDS. Worldwide marketplace is extended to show a compound annual growth rate. 22% of the nanoparticles in life sciences as a whole. It is expected that protein-based nanopharmaceutical will have a market size of $14.7 billion, and for the nucleic acid-based nanopharmaceutical, it would $7.3 billion. And for small molecule-based nanoparticle, it would be $3.3 billion in 2020. Another report suggests that the global nanomedicine market is anticipated to reach US $350.8 billion by 2025, according to new reports by Grandview Research. Considering the high prices of nanomaterial and nanomaterial intermediates, serious analysis of cost effectiveness and the required purchasing power of nations and centralized healthcare system and nations with private market healthcare system should be undertaken. Now in next slide, we will discuss about the conventional and pharmaceutical industry has experienced some major disasters over the year. For example, thalidomide was the first market in 1957 under the brand name Contergen as a sedative. The disaster occurred when it was used to mitigate morning sickness in the pregnant women. Shortly after the drug began to market in the West Germany, between 5,000 to 7,000 infants were born with a malformation of the limbs. Another major disaster was the Vioxx scandal involving non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs. NSAIDs are divided into non-specific NSAIDs, both COX-1 and COX-2, just like ibuprofen, diclofenac, which there are also COX-2 specific NSAIDs, Cerebrex, Valdecoxib, Bextra, and Arcosia. Rapid growth in the use of nanotechnology in medicine have made great promise in the treatment of several diseases such as cancer. The main class is approved by nanopharmaceutical as anti-cancer drugs, just as Doxil and Arbexane have received FDA approval due to better efficacy and less side effect in compared to NIC drugs, which arises from the EPR effect related to the nanoformulation. One shocking example have happened in BIND-014, an anti-cancer nanomedicine made of docetaxel coated polymer with targeted ligand which were believed to be safer and efficient than docetaxel and had found success in small trials, failed in large clinical trials. So that is how a nanoformulation suffering. Now, currently marketed nanomedicine include nanocrystals, liposomes, lipid nanoparticles, pegylated polymeric nanodrugs, other polymers, protein-based nanoparticles, metal-based nanoparticles. A range of issues must be addressed in the development of these nanostructures. Ethics, market size, possibility of market failure, cost, commercial development are some topics which can be considered. After passing all the ethical and biological assessments and satisfying the investor as to future probability, only a handful of these nanoformulations are likely to become successful and profitable medicines. Thank you for watching SOMAS Evolution classes on your YouTube channel.